What is up, guys? This is Matt from Hanley Gaming, and these are the free games for June 2020. Now, last month we were kind of let down. We were given two niche games. They're both simulation games, and then this month we got two AAA shooters. Now, I don't know if maybe they're going to release one of these games last month, and then they just did two sims last month, and then the two shooters this month, or maybe they give us two AAA titles because it's their 10-year anniversary of PlayStation Plus. I don't know, but it's what we got. So this month we got Call of Duty World War II and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, for Call of Duty World War II, it was first released November 3rd, 2017. Now, it's developed by Sledgehammer Games and published by Activision. Now, for single player, this game has a great campaign. It starts off on D-Day, storming the beaches of Normandy, and it has 16 missions. I feel it's a good size, and it has some great story building and voice acting, which makes you care more about what happens to the characters as they fight the Nazis through iconic World War II locations. The gameplay is great. It's varied. There are first-person shooting sections, obviously. There are some tank sections, some stealth sections, and there's also many high-action, aesthetically pleasing parts. Now, for multiplayer, it is the same as any COD multiplayer. It's fast-paced. There are death matches. There's a few modes, including free-for-all, team deathmatch. There's also a war mode, which you're either playing as Allied forces or Axis forces, and you have to complete objectives to win. And of course, what are COD games without multiplayer lobbies filled with 10-year-olds? Now, along with the multiplayer mode, there is the Nazi zombie mode, which is pretty fun. I tried it and I liked it. But you have to work together or you're going to die, because the waves do get pretty intense. They increase in size and difficulty as you progress, and you're trying to complete objectives while fighting the zombies off. So, Call of Duty World War II, I highly recommend it. It is a great game, lots of fun. Give it a download. Now, for Star Wars Battlefront 2, this game came out November 17th, 2017, so a couple weeks after World War II. Now, this one was developed by DICE, Motive Studios, and Criterion Software. And they used the Frostbite engine, and it was published by EA. Now, I didn't buy this game because of the disaster that was the first 2015 reboot of Star Wars Battlefront. And I saw the disastrous launch of this game, Battlefront 2, as well. Now, the first Battlefront was a full-priced shell of a game with hardly any content, and in order to have all the content that was in the game, it wasn't DLC, it was actually on the disc or digital download, you had to pay extra for it. You had to buy the season pass. Even though the stuff was already there, it was not DLC created afterwards. Now, Battlefront 2 had a different issue altogether. They said all content, including DLC, will be included in the price of the game. The issue you ran into was you had to unlock all the heroes before they would be playable in the game. And they took many hours of gameplay to unlock, or you could try to unlock them by purchasing crates. Now, this caused a lot of issues in many countries because it was gambling in a game available to minors, and it almost cost EA its contract with Disney to make Star Wars games. So they actually changed the whole crate system since then, and they made all heroes unlocked. They're all available in game during matches with the points that you pick up during the match. So, as long as no one else is using it, you have enough points during that match, you can use whatever heroes are available for whatever side you're on. and also since launch they've included a lot more content than was originally in the game as well. Now, for single player, they added 2 campaigns to it, which is something they were missing from the first game. There was no campaign in the first one. Now, the first campaign follows Commander Iden Versio. She is the commander of the Empire's Special Forces group, the Inferno Squad. And you start pretty well at the Battle of Endor. The second campaign is called Resurrection, and it unlocks after beating the first campaign and starts during the rise of the First Order decades later. Now in the campaign, along with Iden Versio, you play as iconic Star Wars characters from the original trilogy, which I thought was great. Characters such as Han Solo and Luke Skywalker. It was a lot of fun. My only issue was the campaign was kind of short, so I'm glad that they added the second one in. Now for multiplayer, there are a few different modes. My 2 favorites were Supremacy, where both sides of one era face off against one another to try to take control of or defend control points that you've taken control of. The other is Galactic Assault, where, again, the 2 factions from each era, you play as one and you have to complete objectives. Now, both are up to 40 players, so there's a lot of people playing at one time. There's also a 4-player co-op mode, which I have yet to try, but it does look interesting. Now, this game, they fixed a lot since launch. They've added a lot more content, and they took out the broken crate system, so I highly recommend this game as well. For both games, I highly recommend both of the titles, and again, it's such a relief after last month's underwhelming showing. 2 AAA titles, give them both a try. If you've tried either one of them, let me know. If you're going to, let me know as well in the comments below. And I will see you in the next video. Later, guys.